Hey everyone, I'm Jay.
And I'm Sean.
And we watch movies.
That's what we do.
We do. And because of one of us at least, a lot of those movies are MCU movies.
That's me, yeah.
We never miss one. In fact,
that's true. We've seen
I
them
would
all.
venture to say we have never missed the opening night of one.
It's very possible.
Yeah. We're there in the big crowds of dressed up people.
Dressed up, yeah.
You know it's true.
Creeps, yeah.
They're having fun, Sean, and we wouldn't want to deny them that.
No, we wouldn't. It's part of the adventure.
Whew, is it ever? Has opened my eyes. Anyways, we have officially started Phase 4 of the MCU.
Finally,
Now, this
a year
was
late.
Yes,
Yeah.
super delayed. 2020 was the first year since 2008 maybe, or 2009,
right. Yeah.
that we had no Marvel movies. And in fact, Marvel had committed to doing 3 a year, which is a lot when you have big tentpole movies and big tentpole budgets. And nothing came out last year. It was a tough year for movies generally.
Yes, it was.
But the MCU has the added problem or challenge of their movies being interconnected, right? It is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So these movies do have crossovers, tie-ins, whatever you want to call it. They affect one another. So if you have to delay one movie, it is a domino effect where everything is getting delayed.
Yeah, and obviously that's Marvel's fault. Because that's been their strategy, which has been a winning one.
Well, that's the
you
thing.
don't want to miss any of them.
No.
Because you might miss some small part of the story that even if you don't like whoever, Iron Man, well, in Iron Man's movie there might be a tie-in to Spider-Man.
And you can't miss that. You gotta know it all. If you're a fan, you gotta be a completist. That's the MCU, I think.
That is.
So Phase 4 is extra special because it is extra packed with Marvel movies, but for the first time, also Marvel TV shows. These are not the first Marvel shows to exist, but they are the first ones that are sharing continuity with the MCU.
That's right. So Netflix had a bunch of them, several years ago, that yes, they were totally different characters that did not appear in any of the movies.
Right.
Although,
And some of those shows were quite good.
Yeah, they were.
But didn't have any impact on the MCU.
No.
Totally stand apart, in fact. Not part of the family.
Yeah, I think the one exception was that they were aware of the events of the first Avengers in those series, that there was an alien invasion in New York, but no crossovers, and as you said, those series had no relevance to the movies. But now we're different.
But now we're much different. So get your subscription to Disney Plus. All of these series are coming out as exclusives to Disney Plus, and they count. Not only do they count towards the MCU, they will have tie-ins to the movies.
Of course they will.
Well, of course they will, because it's Marvel and they want you to be watching everything. But I think it's like it is an incentive to watch, and it is kind of a cool bonus to sometimes see other people pop up.
Well, I think that's why the other Marvel stuff, and it's not just the Netflix stuff, because there's also like the Hulu show Runaways, and there's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't even know where that show's on. But yeah, who cares about them? You don't have to watch them. Right. Whereas these ones you do.
So we are going to list all of the properties that are belonging to Phase 4. And it's extensive. In fact, there are 10 things coming out this year alone in 2021. One of them already has. Are you watching WandaVision? We are. Yes, we are. We're talking about it. I'll put some links up so you can check out our reviews or recaps or whatever you want to call them. But yes, so this one is airing right now in January of 2021. It will go until March. It is 9 episodes long, and it is set after Endgame. It will set up the Doctor Strange movie that is coming out next year. So yeah, there are important tie-ins here. Definitely, we're only, what are we, 3 episodes in right now. So we don't have a clear picture, but certainly, I don't know that there's timeline issues going on, but there's something going on. Wanda, or Scarlett Witch, is trapped somewhere and... in
sitcoms of various eras.
Yes, that's
So we've seen 50s, 60s, and 70s so far, one per episode. So presumably that's going to carry on, but at this point we know enough to think that she's not actually time traveling. She's stuck in some sort of weird construct. The Matrix, as Jay called it.
Sorry, I have limited my head.
It's a good reference.
So yes. So already though, we've seen stuff that's even further than Doctor Strange. Monica Rambeau, for example. We met her when she was a little girl. She was only 11 years old when we met her in Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel, you will recall, was set in 1995. So present day Monica Rambeau is a grown-up woman played by Teyonah Pariss. So far in the series, she has only called herself Geraldine, but we know her secret. So she will actually, this character, also be appearing in Captain Marvel 2.
Makes sense. They didn't just hire her for WandaVision.
No.
Because they never get hired for just one thing.
That's right. That is a very intense selection process because they know you will be popping up all over the place. You're not going to just be a little throwaway. Even if you're a throwaway in this movie, it could be setting up your own spin-off. So the selection process is, I think, pretty severe when you're auditioning for Marvel. Now this series, I don't think we've seen Jimmy Woo yet, but we may have heard his voice on the radio. So Jimmy Woo, we've met before.
We have.
Played by Randall Park. Someone else who's going to appear on this series that we've met before is Darcy Lewis. Do you remember Darcy Lewis, played by Kat Dennings?
Oh, from Thor.
She was in the first 2 Thor movies, did not appear in Ragnarok. But she and Jimmy Woo are working together.
And Jimmy Woo was in Ant-Man.
Thank you, yes. He's like the parole officer / FBI agent?
Yeah, I think he's FBI.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he also is the parole officer, but he is the guy in charge of making sure Ant-Man stays at home. He keeps popping up.
Yeah.
So they're from 2 different
movies.
And yet they are working together in WandaVision to solve a mystery. So, yeah, it's it's crazy to see different worlds melt together too.
Yep.
And this is now 3 different worlds, all within the WandaVision bubble. So this series, 9 episodes, we're on number 3. It's taking us until March 5th. On March 19th, so we will only get one week break. Off. You know, I don't know, what will we do, Sean, during that week?
I think we'll have to rewatch WandaVision.
Oh, okay.
Or possibly, I mean, what's the next one? What's coming out on March 19th?
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
So then we have to watch all the Captain Americas.
Oh gosh, I should have known. I should have been more careful. So this one is a 6-episode run. So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier are going to have to team up. So, you know, this again is after the events of Endgame, so it's like present day in the MCU.
So Captain America, Steve Rogers, has retired because he's now an old man.
Right, and he has given the shield
to Sam the Falcon.
That's right.
Sam Wilson.
That's right. So technically, he's still going by the Falcon, but he has the shield. He is the new Captain America. And so I guess that's how he also inherited the best friend.
Yeah.
you know, poor little Bucky.
Bucky doesn't have a lot going on.
No,
he's a man out of time.
Yes. So Sam and Bucky are going to become the new buds, the new buddy team. Because the Flag Smashers, apparently this is like an anarchist terrorist group.
Yeah, sounds
That's
like it. Yeah.
who they're fighting in this episode. The 6-episode arc of season 1 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So exciting stuff. Of course, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Ban are back for this. Also, Daniel Bruhl. So he played.
He was a villain.
Yeah, he was. Helmut Zemo.
Oh no, Zemo.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've seen him before, right? In Civil War?
That's right. It was Civil War.
Okay. So this time he's going to be a little more classically the comic book villain that you may know him from, like Purple Mask.
Yeah, he's a big time Avengers villain.
Okay, so he is back for this. So is Emily Van Camp or Sharon Carter.
Okay.
So, yeah, even keeping it real in the family with this one. But I really like Daniel Bruhl. I thought he was really good in that movie. He was a good, like, low-key villain. But, like, those are kind of the most nefarious in some ways. The ones that don't seem super villainous, but, like, more human.
Well, I'm glad they're bringing him back. Because Baron Zemo is a big-time villain in the comics. Okay. And I'm not sure he really got to that point in Civil War.
No, it didn't feel that way. I mean, you had almost some empathy for him.
Yeah.
So, but I liked that. I like that character. So I'm excited to see what happens. So that one, 6 episodes. It'll take us into April. And then in May, again, hardly a wait at all. In May, Loki.
Aha!
Loki. Yes.
So this is an interesting one because it's a different Loki. It's like the Thanos that came from 2012 to fight everyone in Endgame. This is the Loki that came from 2012 to fight everyone. Well, he hasn't fought anyone yet. He just escaped.
No, he's not that Loki yet. He's not the Loki we finished with.
Yeah.
He's a split off of 2012 Loki.
So he's still bad guy.
Sure, yeah. Or at least the mischievous, sitting on
the demigod.
Both sides of the fence.
Well,
Loki.
God, let's give him his full credit.
Oh, okay. So again, a 6-episode series on Disney Plus. It is an alternate Loki. He has to come up to the Time Variance Authority. Ooh, the TVA.
They're probably not too happy with him.
Well, exactly. You know, he stole the Tesseract. And it's funny because, like you said, that happened in 2012 in the MCU, but we saw it happen in Endgame.
Yeah.
So Endgame gave us the flat... Exactly. I mean, Endgame played with the timeline. They went back to 2012, and that's when we saw it happen. And now he's got to account for that. So he's coming up against the TVA for that reason. So, of course, in his time travels, he has altered human history. You know, you gotta be careful. And he winds up trapped in his own crime thriller.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the MCU is really playing with different genres.
Yeah.
I know the Doctor Strange movie, although they said it's not going to be a pure horror movie, it's going to be scary. So they're really experimenting with different stuff. Obviously, WandaVision is a different thing every week. And it looks like Loki will have his own, like, I don't know if it's what exactly, but it's going to be, well, I mean, Loki should be dark, right?
It should be. Yeah.
He's mischievous, he's up to trouble. So Owen Wilson plays Mobius M. Mobius, who is a TVA agent. So, like I said, this is the police organization that monitors the timeline and the multiverse. So that's a big job.
That is a big job, and they have a lot of cleanup to do after Endgame.
Exactly. So Gugu Mbatha-Raw and Sasha Lane are also in this as well. So just 6 episodes for season 1, but they are already greenlit for a season 2. Obviously, Marvel is really excited about this one. And I know that Tom Hiddleston was really excited to come back and to get to play this guy again, but also explore, you know, he got to do an arc.
He did.
But now he's going back.
Do a different one.
Right? Yes, it really does give you a very different opportunity.
Yeah, well, Loki, of all of the MCU characters, he probably had the biggest character development throughout the 8 years that he was in the movies.
So this one as well, this series, Loki, will tie into the Doctor Strange movie. Of course it will. It is in the multiverse. So you never know who you might run into in the multiverse. I have to say, there was a sort of a gossip item last week in the news about Chris Evans returning to Marvel for some reason. Undisclosed reason. You know they're going to lock that down. He's not going to say what, they're not going to say what. But we can certainly wonder. And these shows are giving him lots of opportunity, especially when you're playing with the multiverse and timelines. If you could pop up at any time, so could Captain America.
Sure.
Although I have to say, technically, who did he play in Fantastic Four?
Human Torch.
You never know.
Yeah, that's a little crazy wrinkle, isn't it? Now that Disney has both the Fantastic Four and X-Men rights again.
Yes. So, And fun fact, he's also voicing Buzz Lightyear. The real Buzz Lightyear.
Action. Well, not live action.
No, but apparently, and we never knew this in the Toy Story franchise, but Buzz Lightyear is based on a real person. Not a real person in our universe, but in theirs. And so he is playing the real person that inspired the toy line. Or he is voicing, I should say.
Yep, that's very meta.
Crazy.
Yeah, but that would be awesome if multiverse Chris Evans' Human Torch crashed into the MCU.
Okay.
I mean, a little bit weird.
Weirder than if Michael B. Jordan did it?
Oh my, that's crazy. Okay, that's funny.
You know what? The MCU is so vast that there is a lot of weird opportunities for crisscrossing. We'll see.
Imagine if they had to fight each other. There can only be one Human Torch.
There can only be one Human Torch, yeah. Okay, so after Loki, we're supposed to be getting Black Widow. Black Widow, at this time, is set to premiere May 7th, 2021.
I wouldn't bet on it. I hope it comes out, but I feel like if it comes out, it's because they decided to release it on Disney Plus.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Well, we know that they are doing that with some of their properties. They're going to do that with the animated one, Raya and the Last Dragon. I think that comes out in March.
I think you're right.
And I'm excited about that one. Of course I am.
Of course.
I'm glad they're doing it simultaneously, but I know these Marvel movies are big, big investments and they want to make their money back. I mean, of course they want to make $1 trillion, but they want to make their money back at least.
Yeah, I just don't know how long you can just keep pushing off the movies.
That's the thing, because like I said, 10 properties this year alone, and with so many of the television shows tying into the movies, and the TV shows are coming out, how long can you delay the movies?
They can't delay them indefinitely, or else then they're delaying their TV shows, which then we have no more content at all. Yeah,
and all of these new Disney Plus subscribers are going to go away.
Yeah.
So they've got to keep that up.
They do.
But it's tough.
It is.
Black Widow was supposed to be the first thing we saw of Phase 4, and now, if we're lucky, it'll be the fourth. So this one takes place after the events of Civil War.
Because Black Widow is also dead.
Why does everyone keep winding up dead, eh? So yeah, it's a prequel, but not all the way back. Although we will have flashbacks. So we're going to get to know not only where she was between those movies, but, how did she get here? How did she become Black Widow?
How did she? Because we never got that story. No. She's the only one, well, Hawkeye too, but who cares about Hawkeye, right?
Well, you better, because we're going to find out later in Phase 4. So this one, yes, she is alone and on the run after Civil War. She's confronting a conspiracy that's got ties to her past. So we are going to see flashbacks, when she worked for the KGB, when she worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. And apparently, I don't really know the comics, as you can tell, I'm sure, but apparently there's like a special training program. So there's more than one Black Widow. Black Widow is a type of spy that they have trained,
Russia
right?
cranked them out, yeah.
Okay. So in this, we are going to meet Yelena Belova, I think is her name, played by Florence Pugh. So she is basically the new Black Widow, the younger Black Widow. Rachel Weisz plays the old Black Widow, Melina Vostokov. So she is like a mother figure to these two younger ones. And David Harbour plays Red Guardian, who is like Russia's Captain America.
He's got a big beard.
Do you know this guy?
I don't.
He's like a super soldier for Russia, so I feel like he is like Russia's answer to Captain America.
Oh, he
that
absolutely
might be a sacrilegious thing to say.
No, it's not.
Okay.
He's designed that way. I have seen him.
Okay.
And he does have a shield.
Oh, okay.
And it's just got like a Russian styling as opposed to US.
Of course.
And he's mostly red because there's no blue in Russia's flag.
Oh boy. So he is like the father figure to these two young people. So we are seeing a passing of the torch a little bit, who Natasha was before she joined up with these Avenger people, and yeah, why she is the way she is. So I know that she's going to run into Taskmaster in this movie.
He's a good bad guy.
He's a good bad guy.
I mean, not a good guy, but
he's excellent.
Excellent
He's very
villain.
good at being that.
Yeah, because he can just instantly copy all of your moves. So he's very difficult to fight, which is a good matchup for Black Widow, who is a martial artist, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And I have it on pretty good authority that Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man will be in this film.
Well, it makes sense. Another dead guy.
Another dead guy making an appearance. That's the thing. Even though we know that he and Chris Evans retired from the MCU, because we're playing with timelines, there's always going to be the opportunity for them to pop back up. And these guys obviously loved their time with Marvel.
Sure.
And even if they don't want to be committed to making these movies for the rest of their life, I think they'll still make room for them here and there. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so hoping that gets released in May. Our next property is going to come out in July 9th, 2021 is when Shang-Chi is supposed to come out. The Legend of the Ten Rings.
In theaters.
That's what we're hearing. Do we know this for sure? Of course not. It'll probably change before I even edit this and get it out. And that's fine. That's been happening to us for a year now, so.
A lot.
So the director on this one, I mean, I have to say, I don't know this character at all. At all. Never heard of this guy before. But the director on this, a bit of a weird choice, Destin Daniel Cretton. I know this guy because he has worked with Brie Larson a lot. As far back as Short Term 12, which is a great indie little movie. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's a really great movie. But he's also worked with her on The Glass Castle and Just Mercy. It's also starring Michael B. Jordan. So he is directing this one. It stars Simu Liu, that of course we know and love. He's Canadian, Chinese born, but Canadian now.
He's Canadian.
He's lived in like Mississauga, I guess. Raised since the age of 5 or something. So yeah.
That's as Canadian as it gets, really.
Mississauga. Yeah. Also went to Western, like as somebody else I know. Yes. So he was an accountant and got laid off. And he just happened to be a guy who was super into martial arts. So he knows Taekwondo, he knows Wing Chun, he did gymnastics. So he started getting into like stunt work. Got his break. I mean, it wasn't much of a break because he was basically an extra on Guillermo del Toro's Pacific Rim. That's how he broke into movies, and I guess he decided he liked it. So aside from being an extra on a few movie sets, he did lots of Canadian television, including our favorite, Kim's Convenience.
It's wonderful.
Look it up, guys. Yeah, it is so funny. It is ridiculously funny. So we really like that. We really like him. I'm excited to see him be a Marvel superhero. Yeah. I don't know the Ten Rings. I think that's the bad guys. It's a bad guy organization that he's coming up against. So fingers crossed for you.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
We're voting for Shang-Chi.
We're rooting for you, yeah. Also, Awkwafina and Michelle Yeoh are in this, so is it a little bit like Crazy Rich Superheroes? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm excited. Okay, so that's July 9th. Supposed to be coming out this summer on Disney Plus is a series called What If? What if ... What if? So this is a 10-episode series that we're excited about because it's an animated anthology. So it's all animated, but it's going to be cel-shaded. So it's going to look comic booky. But the characters are from all existing Marvel properties. So it's going to be like Hulk and Thor and Iron Man, everybody you already know. And they're all going to look like the actors playing those characters. And they're going to be voiced by the actors who have played those characters. Cool. So it is absolutely those people. However, the show is exploring what would happen if major MCU moments had gone down differently.
Yeah, so this is something they've always done in the comics, the What If series, and it is kind of fun because you get to play around with all of these possibilities that are out there somewhere in the multiverse. Do you know whether they're going to have the Watcher as being...
That's right.
Classic.
Jeffrey Wright is narrating the series as the Watcher.
Okay, so he's a guy that can see all realities, and in the comics, I think he lives on the moon.
Okay.
And he's just assigned to watch over Earth.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm surprised you remember that so well.
Yeah, well, my brother actually collected those What Ifs.
Which brother?
Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Because he liked them.
Okay.
He liked to see, like...
Yeah, it's kind of a cool...
Yeah, you don't have to keep up with what's going on in 20 comic books. You can just see, like, here's a self-contained story of here with your favorite heroes in it.
Well, it does sound very cool. I think the first episode is, what if Peggy Carter had taken the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers? So those are, like I said, big MCU moments.
Yeah.
What would have happened? I mean, I'm surprised they could do that in like a 30-minute episode. I bet a lot of things happen differently.
I bet they do.
I hope a woman wrote this episode because I think this could be a real moment to be like, yeah, if you had given this to a woman, a lot would have gone differently. So we are getting, like I said, all of the people who voice stuff in the movies are voicing this. Is this where Chris Evans is coming back? Very possibly. I heard that Chadwick Boseman had pre-recorded his part, so we might be hearing from him again. Josh Brolin is coming back, I know. Dominic Cooper, who is voicing Howard Stark. Jeff Goldblum, Samuel L. Jackson, Natalie Portman. And I hear that Howard the Duck will be making an appearance.
All right.
So I know you've been hanging on the edge of your seats for him.
Just waiting for him to come back.
Yes, he was teased. Was that Guardians?
Yeah,
the first one. So that's a million years ago now.
Yeah.
Finally making an appearance this summer.
Well,
summer 2021, Howard the Duck.
We waited like 30 years for him the first time. I guess we got it off easy this time.
There you go. Okay, so the 7th property of this year, if you can hold on to November 5th, this is supposed to be when Eternals comes out.
Okay, which was supposed to come out last year.
Yes, I know. We have been waiting a long time for Eternals. So again, I don't know Eternals at all, but it seems like they're an immortal humanoid like alien race. Is this correct?
They're gods / the inspiration for humans over genetic meddling. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
As most of these things
And they have been hiding here. They have been living amongst us. But suddenly the bad guys, the deviants, come, and so they have to come out of hiding to protect us. So this I'm very interested in because number one, director Chloe Zhao. Where do we know that from?
I don't know.
Sean forgot.
Yeah.
Director of Nomadland.
Aha! From TIFF 2020.
Yes. This one has not come out yet, but it will be soon. And it's going to be all over the Oscars.
Yes, it is.
So how she went from that to this, good for you. I'm excited. That's a fresh new voice for Marvel. Also, this cast is...
Oh, it's stacked.
Crazy deep. There's a lot of characters, and apparently they're all super important because we've got A-list actors all around. Well, maybe not all around. But anyways, Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani, Brian Tyree Henry, who is apparently going to be playing the first openly gay Marvel character, Selma Hayek, Kit Harington, I mean, just Gemma Chan even. I can't believe all the people who are in this. And if having the first openly gay Marvel character isn't exciting enough for you, Lauren Ridloff is playing a character who is deaf. So I think she has like supersonic speed where she's going between planets and stuff. And so being deaf makes her not mind the sonic booms she creates. Played by an actually deaf actress. So I really appreciate that detail. I think that's a really good decision on Marvel's part. So yeah, Eternals. We have been waiting already quite some time for this, and it's not coming till the end of this year.
Maybe.
Sean, why? Why you gotta be such a bummer?
I'm not a bummer. I'm just being we live in a weird world right now.
We do. Let's, come on,
Fingers
Marvel,
crossed.
give these to us.
Put them
we
out.
deserve them.
We've
been waiting so patiently.
Yeah.
But shit's about to get impatient, okay? Okay, so late in 2021, later this year, we will see Ms. Marvel as a show on Disney+. So
this is not Captain Marvel.
No.
This is Kamala Khan.
That is right. Very good. So playing by Iman Vellanius. What a big deal. It's very exciting. Muslim, the first Muslim superhero for Marvel. So, and a relatively new addition to Marvel's lineup.
Yes. Yeah, she is not that many years old in the comics.
No, I think she got her own comic debut in 2014. So she is a teenager with shape-shifting abilities and has inhuman genes, which is a thing.
Yeah.
Which is a whole thing.
Yeah, the Inhumans are like, I think they also live on the moon.
Okay.
I might be wrong about that.
Okay.
Anyway, they're all family, and yeah, they are like not quite Eternals, but also they all have superpowers.
Okay. So, of course, she took her name from her hero, Captain Marvel. And she will be appearing in the Captain Marvel sequel.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, it is. So I'm very excited about that. So you will get to know her in the series Ms. Marvel on Disney+, and then she will be crossing over into the movies, where she gets to fight alongside her hero.
Well,
so
that's
that's
fun.
Cool, yeah. So, scheduled for December 17th, 2021, the so far untitled Spider-Man Far From Home sequel.
Yay!
So, yeah. We know it's Peter's senior year of high school. We know that much. We know that this movie also ties into the Doctor Strange movie and will co-star Benedict Cumberbatch. So he's along for the ride this time.
He's the new Iron Man, the new mentor.
Well, this movie, we don't know much about it, but it does seem like it will also be crisscrossing the multiverse. So it makes sense to bring along Doctor Strange of all people.
He's a good guide.
Yes. So we know, here's some past Spider-Man people that we are confirmed to be appearing in this. Jamie Foxx as Electro, and Andrew Garfield
as a Spider-Man.
Yeah. Complicated already. Kind of exciting. I mean, we loved that.
Yeah, Miles
Cartoon.
Morales, Spider-Verse,
Yes.
Into the Spider-Verse.
They did that one so well.
Yeah, they did.
Can Marvel do it? Is
It's
the question.
still Sony.
Well, yeah, it
So,
is, but it's
hopefully they get the same people involved.
hopefully. Also on board, Alfred Molina.
As Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, we're going way back.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire.
And Kirsten Dunst.
As Mary Jane.
That's right.
From the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Yes. Now, Sean, you were telling me a little bit about Tobey Maguire.
Oh, I just read that he was being a bit of a diva on set.
A diva on set.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that he was even confirmed to come back.
Well, it's all rumors. Who even knows? But
All
that's
right.
what I read.
Okay. See, I assumed he was being a diva for like making really big demands and not being willing to come back.
Well, I think that's probably also happened or will happen. Who knows?
What has he even got going on though? You can't be a diva when you're like busted down
You
in the
wouldn't
C-list.
think, but Tobey
I know,
Maguire,
he's a dick.
this is how he got here in the first place.
So, of course, Zendaya, our MJ.
As MJ, yeah.
Although not Mary Jane.
No, that's right.
No.
Different character.
Yeah. Marissa Tomei, Jacob Batalon, Tony Revolori, they're all back. I hadn't heard about Tobey Maguire. Maybe he's back. Emma Stone I hadn't heard about. I hope she's coming back.
Well, but she's dead.
Sean-
I guess, yes. We're far past that.
What? But I think the most sort of interesting part of this is that I believe at the end of last movie, Spider-Man's true identity was revealed.
That's correct.
Right?
That is right.
So, and he's still just a kid in high school. How do you even keep going to high school? How do you keep having a life after that?
Oh, it's a huge problem. Spider-Man's secret identity has always been something that he needed to keep secret.
Yeah.
And it's had struggles with it. Sure. And sometimes it's been revealed, and then sometimes they've had to take it all back by some sort of devil mind wipe.
Okay.
Literally, that's how they got rid of his marriage to Mary Jane.
What?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Hold on to your seat, Zendaya. Okay, so that's December 17th, 2021. We hope, fingers crossed, Sean. Don't say it.
I hope so.
Okay. And then to finish out the year, late 2021, they're calling it the Hawkeye series that Sean's super pumped about.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I know you are. So this will be coming out late in the year. They haven't given an exact date.
So is it true that they are gonna have Kate Bishop in that series as the second Hawkeye?
Yes, sir.
That's good.
Sir.
That's very good. No,
Haley
I like
Steinfeld is
that's
playing
awesome.
her.
Okay, that's a good casting choice.
It is, but it almost didn't happen. They wanted her, they asked her to do it, but she had signed a non-compete with Apple TV where she stars as Emily Dickinson. We like that one too, guys. It's a good one.
It is good.
And so they had to like negotiate her out of that non-compete.
Well,
and really,
good for them to do that.
Yes, and this Apple, don't worry.
It's not competing with the show.
It really isn't.
It's just like Disney Plus and Apple TV are competitors.
Exactly. So have no fear, Apple. We do love Emily Dickinson.
Absolutely. There's room for both.
There's room for both, and I bet it'll be first to my heart. But anyways, yes, Sean, you are correct. So this is set after Endgame, but we are going to go back and explore his time as Ronin. So his
between the two Avengers, Endgame and Infinity War. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're doing that. We're also seeing Kate Bishop come on board as his protege, training to take over as Hawkeye, I guess.
She's also called Hawkeye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, because that's a good, I think it's Matt Fraction that wrote that in the comics. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome because then Hawkeye is Hawkeye.
Oh.
And she's Hawkeye.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting, I think. Florence Pugh is going to be appearing in this series.
Oh, from
Black Widow. Yeah. So, is Hawkeye trying to move in on the new Black Widow? We don't know. Also appearing in this series, brace yourselves, Lucky the pizza dog.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that again is the Matt Fraction run. So that's shaping up well for this, because that's a classic comic book. It didn't last long. Okay. But that was a really highly regarded series.
All right. So those are all the properties coming out this year alone for Phase 4. That's a lot of stuff.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of stuff to keep track of. A lot of new characters. And as you see, even in this year, already lots of crisscrossing.
Yep.
So you got to be up for it. Is this possibly going to be Marvel's downfall? This could be a Marvel fatigue.
The one thing that they're doing to counteract that, which is a really good move, is to have all these different genres. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be weird stuff.
It's true. I have to say, WandaVision, and I didn't care about these characters particularly, and yet the show has really drawn me in. So I think you're right about that. If they're keeping things weird, then that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, because we don't need any more origin stories, really.
No.
We have a back catalog of those, and they have their formula down for that. So it's nice to see they're doing something different.
Okay. So that's for 2021. There are more movies and shows to come in the years beyond for Phase 4. That's going to have to wait for another video. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Bye.